than the 2 minutes that you are speaking. Few things which I want to mention in terms of public speaking. What you did is public speaking. Time has to be utilized properly. Either not finishing within time is as criminal as finishing before time. Because time is the most precious asset that we have. And if you underutilize time, you are underutilizing your asset. If you are not completing in time, you are trying to stretch your asset. Both are not desired. Second point. Kennedy, you've heard of John F. Kennedy? And he has been a very articulate speaker. Kennedy was once in a meeting when his executive assistant came and told, "Sir, you have been invited in your child's school to speak on their annual day." So he said, "How many minutes do I have to speak for?" He said, 5 minutes. So he said, "Remind me at least 5 days in advance." The same day, said that, "Sir, you have to speak at your wife's gathering and forum. And how much time do you have to speak? Half an hour." He said, "Remind me on the day of the program." So essentially, the shorter the duration of speech, the higher is the preparation. Have you ever done Pressy writing in school as a part of your
The curriculum is a part of the curriculum.
Pressy writing?
Pressy substance.
Isn't it more difficult to write a Pressy than write an expanded article?
Yes. There's a character restriction are there when you write a speech.
So there are restrictions, and therefore here the restriction is time. That's point one. Point two is you have to practice. When you look at your videos, you will see how your articulation has got. You've stuttered. You have groped for words. You have groped for expression. Now these can only be eliminated if you practice what you are going to speak. Now the ideal practice is to stand in front of a mirror, time and speak. That may not be possible here. However, what you need to do is you need to practice it in the mind. And the words, if you practice with your eyes closed or at least with concentration, you won't be groping for words when you are actually on the dais. Simple things. So there are a lot of leadership things that we have discussed. Public speaking in many cases, and I'm not saying in every case of a leader is required. Leadership has many dimensions, and we'll discuss some of them as we go forward. Public speaking could be a requirement. Presentation skills, for example, could be a requirement. I think we have a chapter on presentation skills also. How good are you in presentation? Do you think yourself to be very good?
No.
Is there scope for improvement?
Yes.
Yeah. So presentation skills is another very important skill as you go forward. And one skill which is very important is how do you inspire people? At the end of the day, leadership is all about inspiring people. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
A leader is not a leader without a follower. Do you agree with me? So a follower should be inspired to follow you. And it could be on one end is an Osama bin Laden who has a different way of inspiring people. And on the other hand, you have a Ramakrishna Paramahansa who has had his own way of inspiring, or Swami Vivekananda had his own way of inspiring. So the method of inspiration could vary. However, every leader who has been recognized as a leader has always been very inspirational. And therefore has given, Baba Ramdev is a great leader because he has inspired so many people to do a lot of things. So the point that I'm trying to make is that how do you inspire people is a quality that you must think for yourself. Alright?